Alright, so we're gonna spectate some Warzone solos today. Why? Because one, I don't really feel like playing Cold War and sniping on it. I think I've said before multiple times that I don't really enjoy Cold War much anymore. And two, well, I mean, why not? You know, Jev does it and I love Jev. But we're gonna talk about some of the fall anime of 2021, which I would say isn't really the most hyped season for me at least, but does have a few interesting series that I want to check out. Now, I'm looking on Mal right here, and I know there's a few more series that isn't on Mal at the current time because there was series that was supposed to come out during the fall that sadly didn't. One of them that I know of is Date Alive Season 4. Was really excited for that to come out, but sadly it is being delayed till 2022 sometime. I forget when exactly, but I know it's just not gonna come out for quite a few more months. But hey man, like I said, I'd rather an anime get delayed and it to be very good than it come out and being total rushed crap. You know, that's just how I see it, so I'm completely okay with that. We got a few good series that are definitely hyped up for this season, which I can totally understand behind. I mean, we got Mushoku Tensei Season 2, which I actually didn't watch the first season of Mushoku Tensei. I just really wasn't into it. But seeing clips of Season 2 and how everybody's hyping it up, I definitely want to at least give it a shot and check it out. Now, Mushoku Tensei Season 2 is definitely a hot one right now. A lot of people are hyping it up. A lot of people love Season 1. I actually didn't watch Season 1 when it came out. Like, I watched the first few episodes. It had a slow start in my opinion, so really didn't grab my attention at first, but I know it gets a lot better later in the series. I mean, I see a lot of the clips on YouTube. I mean, who doesn't, let's be honest. And it does look good. It's just the start, like I said, didn't really grab my attention, so that's why I really didn't watch it at first. But with Season 2 being out, a lot of people are McLoving it. Even though I'm not really somebody who gives into the hype, I can definitely see why a lot of people like this series. So it's definitely something that I'm hoping to catch up on by the end of the season and definitely do a video on it. Also, Roxy is best girl. You can't argue with me on that. Now, next on my anime list that I'm seeing is Komi-San. That is a manga that is absolutely peak, and I really do hope Netflix does an amazing job with it. Now, as of right now, there's one episode out of Komi-San. I did check out a little bit of it, and it really isn't that bad. I mean, I would say it's fairly decent. We're gonna have to definitely see for the rest of the season how it holds up, but I mean, Komi-San is an absolutely goated manga, so if it doesn't really get the adaptation it deserves, it's gonna be highly disappointing. You know, I felt the same way with like One Punch Man Season 2. Madhouse did an amazing job with it, but the second season, which was made by JC Staff, I'm pretty sure, they didn't do a terrible job. It's just like how I always put it, just did not get the adaptation it deserved. So Komi-San hopefully does get a fantastic adaptation. I absolutely love that manga. So hopefully the studio who's ever making it, I don't remember who, does a fantastic job. I know it is being made under Netflix, or at least Netflix is licensing it, and either Netflix releases an absolutely amazing banger of a series, or they just kind of turn it into crap and it's absolutely ruined. You know, like Record of Ragnarok. Absolutely disgusting of a series. Manga of Record of Ragnarok was absolutely amazing. It is literally in my top 5 favorite manga. And when I got an anime adaptation, I was so excited. Then I saw it and I'm like, yeah, this is crap. This is poop. Yep, thank you. Thank you for ruining one of my favorite manga of all time. So it being under Netflix is kind of like, it's either going to be amazing or it's going to be absolutely trash. Now, this series is an original, so no manga, no light novel, but just from watching the few scenes on YouTube, I absolutely fell in love with it. Definitely probably the most hyped anime of the season, at least for me. I've watched a few clips on the YouTubes and it looks absolutely amazing. Now, Madhouse and Mappa are animating it, and what I've always said was Mappa is kind of like the baby Madhouse, and I don't mean that in any disrespectful way, but when I see what Mappa has worked on, it just reminds me of Madhouse, just like a mini Madhouse or a baby Madhouse, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I don't mean that in like an offensive way or a disrespectful way at all. I mean, let's be honest, Madhouse is absolutely goated, one of the greatest anime studios of all time. Now they are working on it, and it reminds me a lot of the Fate series, how they are animating it and how the art style looks. It does remind me a lot of the Fate series, which is honestly an amazing thing because Fate is absolutely goated. Now, this is definitely the anime I am most hyped about. I mean, we got best girl, Cosette. She is absolutely beautiful and cute. I love her to death, man. As soon as I saw her, I'm like, yep, she is absolutely best girl. So Madhouse and Mappa are making that, and it looks absolutely beautiful. The action looks amazing. I am super hyped for it. The music is also amazing. Everything about it is just awesome and amazing. Definitely going to be keeping up with that. Midoko-chan. Now, I made a video about Midoko-chan. Now, there's only 2 episodes out right now, but I have been rewatching the scenes on YouTube because it shows up on my recommendations, and every time I watch a clip from YouTube, it just reminds me of how disappointed I am, but how much I absolutely am loving the anime. Like I've said in my video, compared to the manga, it really is barely horror. I don't feel like freaked out about it. The anime is really not that scary in my opinion, so it really lacks the horror aspect. But like I said, the anime does some things better than the manga, like the comedy aspect. I would definitely say the anime is funnier than the manga. Also, I mean, like, they are looting the hell out of Midoko. I mean, like, a bunch of YouTube videos are just literally showing clips of the lewd scenes. I mean, there was a little bit of looting in the manga. I'm not gonna lie about that. I'm not gonna say there wasn't any looting in the manga, but I mean, like, the anime is definitely making it a key point of the series. Now, I think there's more fan service than there is actually horror in the anime. I'm definitely going to be watching this on a weekly basis. Like I said, even though it is disappointing compared to the manga, it is still good in its own right. 86 now has a 2nd season. I've heard of this when the 1st season came out. Wasn't really interested in it at all, but watch some clips on YouTube. Definitely got me interested. Definitely got me thinking, okay, maybe this series is definitely worth the watch. I mean, on my anime list, the 2nd season, which only has a few episodes out as of right now, has an 8.61 on Mal. And now, I don't always take Mal's ratings very seriously. I don't take them too hard, thinking that they're be-all, end-all by any means. Like, a lot of ratings on Mal, I think, are just straight up wrong. I mean, everybody has their own opinion. So, like I said, it's not like, oh, it has a bad score on Mal, it's absolutely trash. It has a great score on Mal. It's the second coming of Christ of anime. I don't think that at all. And right now it has an 8.61. So that is general point of view of what the average person thinks, at least who have a Mal. Am I going to necessarily love it, think it's like an 8 or 9 out of 10? No. But it just means the general consensus of the anime is really, really good. Might watch that anime this season, might watch it later down the line, I don't know yet. This was surprising. The world's finest assassin was reincarnated as an aristocrat. Watched the first 2 episodes of this. Didn't expect much. I was actually going to make a video on it, but ended up not making a video on it. This series had me by surprise. Now, I didn't really come into this anime thinking it was going to be trash. I didn't come into this anime thinking it was going to be, like, amazing. I just saw it and thought, like, okay, this is another isekai anime where probably MC is overpowered, but who knows? It might actually be good. I'm not saying it's going to be good. I'm not going to say it's going to be bad. Ended up leaving thinking this is a solid 8 out of 10. And I mean, yeah, it starts with, you know, the overpowered anime character, but I mean, like, the old man who's an assassin, absolutely badass. He's not just like some otaku loser, whereas this series, obviously, as the title says, the main character, who is the old man, is an assassin, and literally the best assassin in the world. So it's definitely off to a good start of not being the general, generic isekai, at least when it comes to the main character. And also with his powers, he doesn't just get every single power in the universe. It's like, okay, he's just going to be reborn. He had to choose 5 abilities, which is quite unique because, I mean, like an Overlord, which I love Overlord, the main character, Ainz, literally got every single power that he had in the game. Versus this series, okay, your abilities are going to be at max, but you only can choose 5 abilities, at least from the start. So, like I said, only 2 episodes out, have not read the light novel, so who knows, man? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being stupid, and he actually becomes like a god by the middle of the series, end of the series. I can definitely see him becoming the strongest. I mean, like with a lot of isekais, but also it's nice to see that, you know, he's going to have to kill the hero. That definitely puts some things into my mind of how it might go, and that the hero is actually the one who's extremely overpowered. Like, BMC is obviously going to be very strong, is obviously going to be busted in some way, shape, or form, but from this first episode, or second episode, I forget, literally, we're told that the hero that he's supposed to kill is absolutely cracked. And also with that, I can definitely somehow see this turning into the main character kind of like being, oh, the hero is actually a really good guy, and we become friends, and it somehow turns into like, oh, I have to kill my friend because he's going to turn evil, or something like that. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't read the light novel, so I have no idea how it's going to go. This is literally coming from somebody who's like literally fresh into this series. Now, Demon Slayer, man. Definitely got some opinions on the Demon Slayer anime, which somebody actually made a video kind of explaining about this subject, which makes a lot of sense, but I still kind of disagree with. Now, Demon Slayer Season 2 is going to be about Mugen's train, at least the first 7 episodes. The first 7 episodes, which means literally 2 months of waiting to get like new content out of Demon Slayer. 7 episodes that we have to wait that is being used of Season 2 is being used for a recap of the movie, which granted it could go in more detail than in the movie, but I don't really think it's a good idea to use 7 episodes out of a slotted 24 to just recap an entire movie. I feel like if you really cared about Demon Slayer and you really loved the series, you would have found some way, shape, or form to actually have watched the movie. Now, somebody did make a point in a video saying that some people probably have not watched the movie, and some people maybe didn't know about the movie, which is a fair point. I'm sure there are people who didn't know about the movie at all, which is fair enough, because I don't know, like, every single anime in existence either. Even the anime that I really care about, there's some things that I didn't know actually had a movie or a second season or, you know, a continuation. So that is a fair point. But the way I see it, at least the general fan knows about the movie, so I still stand by the point of, like, you're spending 7 whole episodes, 2 months of making fans wait for new content. Now, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people probably don't find it a big deal to be like, oh, you know, we're just gonna have to wait 2 months. Maybe it'll be a good idea in the end. I just disagree with it, but that is just my standpoint on it. And to be fair, I can definitely see Demon Slayer getting a full adaptation of the series. It's definitely going to be, in my opinion, popular enough to get a full continuation of the manga. So I'm pretty sure it's going to get animated from start to end. It's definitely going to be, in my opinion, popular enough to get the whole series adapted into an anime. Now, this one might be a little bit controversial. This one is My Senpai is Annoying. Now, I have actually read the manga up to its current point, and I think it is such a wholesome, cute manga. I can definitely say this manga is a solid 8.5 to a 9. Now, is the anime going to be a 8.5 to 9? I don't really know. I watched the first episode. I think I gave it a 7 to an 8. So it's almost on the par of the manga, in my opinion. I think it would be harder to mess this anime up. I mean, you would have to do a horrendous job. And honestly, it does a good job so far. Now, it has a 7.74 on Mal, which I'm not really too surprised about. I can definitely see it being a 7.5 to an 8 for a lot of people. I personally love the manga, so it definitely has some bias. And the anime did not disappoint, so it's a solid 8 in my opinion. For the most part, I don't think this is going to really get a lot of traction in my opinion. It's definitely not a series that's absolutely mind-blowing, but it is just a really nice, wholesome slice of life manga about people in the workplace, and the side characters are just as good, if not even better, than the 2 MCs. But let me just tell you, it is 100% worth reading. Now, that's pretty much going to sum it up for this video. There are still quite a few series on Mal, so if I didn't really talk about your favorite series of the season or something you're really interested in, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll give the rest of the series of the season a shot if I see them on YouTube, but for the most part, that is the series that I'm like more so interested of this season. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did get to the end of the video, it would mean a lot if you would like and subscribe. Also, would appreciate a follow on Twitch if you don't mind, twitch.tv/IlyaDaddy. We are closing in on 1,400 followers on there. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.